Oh no, I thought, and then of course when Judy was there for 5 years, we loved New York. Judy and I had one or two really funny stories. I should have told you any.
Well, no.
The one about getting my umbrella caught in a men's belt.
No.
No, this is true. Judy and I go into hysterics still. We laugh about it. Judy and I loved to go into New York. But Ralph, you know, when he was at home, we wanted Judy to be there most of the time. So, but he spent some time in America with ABC in New York. So this was in Mamaroneck. So we would make one day that we did everything. I cleaned the bathrooms while Judy did this. We left food in the fridge, so we could have a whole day to go into New York proper.
Yeah.
And this was fine because there were the two children. So, and Ralph, so we left everything, we took our day off. Well, we always were going to a theatre. We went to Lincoln Center one time. And, well, now I must tell you the other one first, was the belt. Oh yes, this was another, so we go in. We get off, when you get off at Grand Central Station, you go with the flow. There is no way if you want to go
millions of people.
Out you go, and you out like this into the main lower, then you find your way out. So at any rate, then we get outside. It was pouring rain, and we had not brought any umbrellas. So we were going to the Lincoln Center to see Barishnikov. Was dancing at the Lincoln. So that was our day out. We would get home, and we told Ralph would give him a call from the station and say what time we were going to get in, and he would meet us. Because we were in Mamaroneck, you see, and this was in New York. So anyway, off we go. Oh, had a lovely time. Sat out on a balustrade in the middle of Madison Square, eating hot dogs and watching the world go by. That was the idea of New York, you see. But we went to a lot of places. So at any rate, we get off at the station, and when we get outside, it's pouring with rain, it's getting dark, and we want something to eat, because it didn't start till about 8 o'clock. So there was a place next door, looked a bit ritzy, but we thought, well, we'll just have a drink and something like that. And so we get there, and there's not a soda machine because it's not open quite. So we ordered, they give us, so we said, we'd just like to have something to drink. And we said, the man went off, came back with a great big wine list. And he was all dressed up in his soup and fish, obviously waiting for the elite people to come in. And we're sitting at this table, we've only got about $20 between us or something. And we looked at the, God, $4 for a gin and tonic or something? Got to get out of here. So he went off. We said, well, we'll think about it. Go bring us the drinks. So off we go. We went out the back way. You asked you. This is perfectly true. And we laughed enough because she had the same sense of humour. So we went round to the front to get a cab to take us to Lincoln Center because we knew we could get something to eat there. So as we're coming out, and we get back into this throng, and getting a cab in New York, I will tell you, is more than your life is worth half the time. People rush into the middle of the roads, stopping, and you're likely to get run over, knocked down, and sometimes they have a fight before they get into the cab. No, it's true. You cannot get cabs in New York at the rush hours. So we had just got up. This didn't take very long, so we just got up. We're back in the flow. Judy runs out into the middle of the road, gets a cab, shouts to me, and I'm going trotting down the road, you know. And all these people, I've got my umbrella that I had put up before. The hook was in a man's raincoat belt at the back, and he'd got it tied fast, you know, buckled or something, and I couldn't get it out, and he started off. And so Judy's in the middle of the road with a cab, and people fighting to get into it, and I'm trotting off down the road. She didn't know why.
Being pulled along.
Mama, come back. And I had to hit him on the shoulder. I bashed him on the shoulder, and he thought he was being attacked in the middle of New York. Oh, it was really fun. He loosened his belt. No, this is true. Judy will tell you. It's absolutely true. We laughed all the way to the Lincoln Center, and then we missed Barishnikov because we went into a restaurant. They were just closing. We said, we're starving. We've had something to eat. So they gave us something to eat. By the time Barishnikov had already been on, so they put us in the side room to watch it on TV. Just for the first part, because they wouldn't let anybody in, you see, once it had started. So there we were. We did all this. And we hardly saw him, you know, just about the last half. Oh dear. And then we came home on the train. And another time, we get to the station, we'd been to a theatre, We went to see Plenty, and we were very disappointed in it. So it was late at night when we got out. It was about 8, I suppose, 9, but it was not late, but it would be...
Was that in the Broadway area?
Yes, oh, definitely in Broadway. And so we wanted to get a cab, and we could not get a cab. And we told Ralph that we would be home after the theatre, give us time. We'd get the last train, you see, from New York to Judith.
Mamaroneck.
Mamaroneck. So, and we'd done that before. So, but we couldn't get a cab, so we ran. It was right downtown was the theatre. So we ran quite a long way. We had our umbrellas this time because it always was raining, drizzling most of the time at that time. And so we ran to the station before we could get a cab. Can you believe that? We ran all the way to the station. We were young then. So we get to the station and, we look at the big clock. Oh my God, we've only got a few minutes to get the train, you see. So we didn't look at the board or anything. And we rushed onto this train. Well, when we got to, the man comes round and takes the tickets, he said, oh, we don't stop there. Judy will tell you. Judy said, but you always stop there. He said, not tonight, this is the express. We went all the way through to the end of the line. It was an express. So, we were very upset about this. Judy said, well, my husband is going to me. What are we going to do? He said, well, I'll tell you what. He said, I'll pull the cord and have a word and see, because it's an electric train, and see if we can stop at one of the stations and just drop you off quickly. It was very nice. So, and Julie will work very out here. They dropped us off at Harlem. 25th Avenue was Harlem. Well, what, 2 white women at 11 o'clock at night?
Oh.
You know, nobody took the slightest bit of notice of us, which is quite right. And I mean, why should we be afraid of them? But you know, you never know. And people say, oh, so there we were. So I had I had an umbrella. And I said to Julie, well, if anybody should attack us, I'll poke them with my umbrella, because it had a spike on the end. And Julie had a stubby. So I said, I'll poke them and you hit them.
A plan.
But
You had a
nobody took
plan.
the slightest bit of notice of.
You were prepared.
And we just waited for the next train. It came in, we got it, and got off in Mamaroneck. But we always laugh about that. God, Harlem at 11 o'clock at night.
I'll poke him, you hit him.
Oh yes, I had the umbrella. There was a spike on it. So next time you come, you just ask Auntie Judy about us stopping at Harlem. And it was, we had more people, and the belt thing. I mean, where would it happen? I mean, it happened. It was true, you know. I think you make these things up. You can make one up like that. I mean, you don't know who's thinking getting the hook of your umbrella under a person's belt, because we were so waiting in the rain. Off we go.
Pulling you down the street, that was great. And not wanting to stop, thinking you were some annoying street person.
Yes!
Hanging on the shoulder.
I thumped him on the shoulder. I think he thought he was being attacked for his money or something, which they did in New York. Of course, you always have to be careful.
Well, I want you to know we had the yard adjusted, and the sun is now officially over the yard arm.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Cheers.
So it is.
Cheers.
It's early, isn't it?
Well, the yard arm is low this year.
You had more words with it. Oh, but really, these are funny stories. It's those sort of stories that, do you ever read that fellow, no, it's the, I don't know whether he writes in your paper, but he does in the Calgary Herald. Oh, he's very funny. What is his name now? He writes a column every week. And he always says, I'm not making this up, you know. Because he tells the most outrageous stories, but they're true.
Yeah.
And they may be embellished a bit.
Yes.
I mean, they are. But it is strange how these things happen, because Julie was there for 5 years, and we had a great time. I don't think we ever spent any money. We went into the Waldorf Hotel, which is one of the biggest hotels.
Yeah.
Just to use the washroom, dear. To say, oh, well, we had more.
We peed at the water.
The tape is ended.
Is it? We filled up a tape. Good for us.
Tape end. Tape end.
Good for you. What about me?
And battery's low, but the other battery's still recharging, so.
Do I get paid by the hour?